to our 2002-2003 Winter Sports Recognition Night. I'd like to take just a moment to thank our coaches. They put in a tremendous amount of time and effort for all of our athletes, and I want them to know that their dedication to the Northeastern Clinton athletic program does not go unnoticed. I'd also like to thank Lisa Menard and Mary Rasco for typing the certificates and Kathy Devins for typing the program. Tonight we'll recognize the students who participated in bowling, indoor track, volleyball, and in the next session, hockey, cheerleading, and basketball. We've had many successes this winter. The boys bowling team were sectional champions and continued on to state playoffs. There were several indoor track athletes that qualified for the state championships. The JV volleyball team tied for a CVAC championship, and the girls' JV and varsity basketball teams were also CVAC champions. But success is not measured only in terms of championships, and we are all proud of our athletes' accomplishments, no matter how big or how small. In addition to the athletic talents, 71 of these athletes earned high honors in academics while participating this winter. On behalf of the coaching staff, I wish the best for our seniors who have performed in these sports at Northeastern Clinton for the last time, and encourage our returning athletes to work hard so that we can continue our program of excellence this spring. I will ask everyone to be patient and respect the people that are speaking. Be quiet while they're speaking so you can hear what they're saying, and recognizing the athletes. I would also ask everyone to remain in the auditorium for the full session. I would like to mention that there's a budget meeting here at school on Monday night at 6 o'clock, and athletics will be discussed at that meeting. First team I would like to call up is the modified volleyball team. Diana Canty. Miranda Mills. Heather Dekoff. Vanessa DiNatale. Nicole Domini. Tabby Gillespie. Amanda Goodfellow. Ashley Gay. Caitlin Langer. Amanda Lynch. Carissa Manette. Becca Allison. Allie Babby. Jessica DeRocher. Nikki Rabideau. Please welcome the modified volleyball team and coach Tina Duchamp.
Start by thanking a few people. First and foremost, I want to thank all the parents who brought their daughters to and from practice and came to all of our very early games on Saturdays. We especially want to thank Mr. Canty, Mr. Mills, and Ashley Barcombe, who acted as their own personal cheerleaders. We truly appreciated it. For the first time, we had an assistant coach this year, Tamara King, a former volleyball player here at NCCS, who generously gave her time and much-needed assistance. I know all of us were extremely grateful for her help, and I'd like to give her a small gift to show our appreciation. Thanks also to Josie Gilroy, who always does an outstanding job with the practice schedules and coordinating our home game. I want to thank Brent Baker, the varsity coach, and Patty Oliver Mosley, the JV coach, for all their help and encouragement. Brent has worked hard over the years to develop a strong volleyball program, and the increasing numbers signing up every year strongly demonstrate its growing interest. I would like to congratulate both Brent and Patty and their team on a successful season. I would also like to acknowledge the exceptional season the JV team has, having tied for the JV championship. We should all be very proud of what you have accomplished. The same can be said of this year's modified volleyball team. They have all worked hard this season and have come a very long way. Billie Jean King once said, "Champions keep playing until they get it right." This is true of these girls. They never gave up and kept trying until they got it right. To me, this demonstrates a strong person and is a true characteristic of a champion. This season was very good for us. Our games were held only on Saturdays, and we usually played anywhere between 10 to 12 games each day. Our overall record was 53 wins and 12 losses. That alone shows how hard the team worked. Diana Canty and Miranda Mills were the only two returning freshman players. Diana is one of those people who never has a bad day and always has a smile on her face. Diana became much stronger this year and ended up being a strong hitter and server for us. Miranda Mills has a positive attitude that won't quit. She will do anything to help the team. Both Miranda's serves and back row passing became something we could count on. Our team had a total of 5 setters, all of whom are in 8th grade. Setting is a difficult job, and when you're on the court, you need to act as a leader and be dependable. Amanda Lynch possessed these qualities, and her height and quickness helped her as a setter. She was also one of the team's leaders in tips, having 14. Anyone who knows Ashley Gay knows what a unique person she is. She has a style all her own. The same can be said with how she plays volleyball. She's aggressive and will die for anything. Her sets and serves were a big help for us. Amanda Goodfellow. At the beginning of the season, had all the girls write down their personal goals. 2 of Amanda's goals were to become a setter and to become a stronger player in general. I can safely say she more than achieved both. She became very adept with the net and had a team high of 15 tips. Tabitha Gillespie. This was a good year for Tab. She became much stronger and has shown her increasingly powerful serves. She worked hard with her sets and was a strong leader on the court. Vanessa Dinatelli is a hard-working and dedicated person. She worked hard on setting, but Vanessa was best known for her strong serves, as she always managed to get in the middle back of the opposite court. Vanessa was one of the team leaders in serves, having scored 62 points and 58 aces. Nicole Domney is very much natural at volleyball. She has an amazingly strong serve and had 8 kills, second highest on the team. Heather Decock is by far the most quiet player on the team. Of the 15 players, she learned to speak up. Heather could always be counted on to deliver good serves and passing when needed. When Carissa Manette was on the court, everyone knew it. She was extremely aggressive and has developed one of the hardest serves I've seen at this level. Carissa ended the season with a team high of 109 points, 82 aces, and 10 kills. This has earned her this year's Most Valuable Player award. Caitlin Langer. She brought a lot of laughter to the team. She was always upbeat and positive. Caitlin's passing and serving became more consistent throughout the season. She also began using her height to her advantage at the net and came through with several kills for us. Allie Babby is a determined and dedicated player. She's a true pleasure to coach. She listens and is always willing to take advice and to keep trying. Allie improved her overall game throughout the season, especially her serves. Becca Allison is a natural at the game and is a great all-around player. Becca wanted to achieve a strong topspin serve, and she certainly did that. She came away with 60 points and 33 aces. Right from the start, Nikki Rabideau has been one of our most consistent players. She could always be counted on to get the serve over when needed or to make an accurate pass when on offense. Nikki was also effective at the net, getting 6 kills. The thing that caught my eye about Jessica DeRozier during tryouts was her attitude. She let nothing get her down or get in her way. If something didn't go just right, she would jump right back in and keep trying. Jess has come a very long way, improving on every aspect of her game. This has earned her this year's Most Improved Player award. As I stand here tonight and look at these girls, I see a true champion in each one of them. They all put forth a great deal of effort, and it certainly paid off. Again, they should be proud of everything they have accomplished this year. Congratulations, it's a great season.
Our 2002 to 2003 modified volleyball season was a great experience. With winning 53 out of 65 games, we did amazing. Having coaches like Mrs. Ducharme, and Tamara King, we learned a lot of vital skills, as well as having a few laughs along the way. During the games, we had a lot of motivation from our team, but a special thanks should go out to our team's personal cheerleaders, Ashley Barcombe, Mr. and Mrs. Canty, and Mr. and Mrs. Mills. Overall, this season was great. We had an amazing group of girls on our team, and most importantly, we had an awesome time.
Anna Badger, Cassie King, Jenna Martineau, Jen Mitchell, Lauren Smith, Brittany Superman, Amanda Trombley, Ashley Yakey, Ashley Gay, Jessie Jeanette, Ashley Patmos, Sarah Kelly, and the statistician Jenna Guerin, and scorekeeper Kelly Gill. Please welcome the JV volleyball team and Coach Patty Oliver Mosley.
Thank you to all the students, parents, and administrators who have supported our program in volleyball. Thank you especially to Mrs. Gilroy for your organization and time spent as Director of Athletics at Northeastern Clinton Central School. Mrs. Gilroy has been supportive of my return to coaching and helped me adjust accordingly. And thank you, Mr. Katzak, for your coverage on Hometown Cable. I would like to congratulate Ms. Ducharme and the modified volleyball team for their highly successful season. I'm looking forward to next year and the new faces moving up to the JV level. I would also like to thank Mr. Baker, Ms. Ducharme, and Mr. Katz for their role in the development of the JV volleyball team prior to this season. The success of the 5th and 6th grade program and modified volleyball team has been linked directly to the success of our JV. Next, I want to say congratulations to the junior varsity volleyball coaches of 2002-2003. Our team's success was built on high attendance rates and dedication in practice. While we worked on communication, cooperation, and teamwork, our positive attitudes fell into place. We always felt we could step up when we needed to. All of these players worked hard on generating enthusiasm, sportsmanship, and humor that allowed us to work together with ease. Preparation, knowledge, and skill achievement also helped us develop into a team that could stand tall. Statistics provided by Jenna Guerin enabled me to adjust and make decisions as the season progressed, and I thank you for that accuracy and dependability. Kelly Guerin was always knowledgeable and dependable and handled some situations professionally when necessary with the scoring. Thank you. And thank you, Jenna and Kelly. Now it's time to discover what our team is made of. First of all, starting with the first practice and looking over the entire season, I would like to state that this team is made up of entirely of most valuable and most improved players, and that would sum up our season. We all have strengths and weaknesses that we need to work on. Volleyball is a challenging game to play, and you need continuous drilling to perfect the game. It's also a psychological game in that you can get down on yourself. That is one thing that we worked on early in the season. That's where I gave a little reading required assignment, and we learned about stepping up from the story of our little donkey friend. It is important to take the stress off individually. You can recover from mistakes easier if you believe in yourself and you refuse to give up. So girls, always remember the dumps. Now let's meet the team. Sarah Kelly is an 8th grade team member who demonstrates the ability to develop into an all-around volleyball player. Her speed, strength, and jumping ability will continue to be an asset to develop control of her skills. 9th grader Ashley Patno demonstrates knowledge and ability of necessary skills as she became plagued with an injury and illness unrelated to volleyball. This prevented her from being able to fulfill her desire to play. Her potential is waiting to develop next year. Ashley Gay developed into a team player with tremendous speed and agility to make diving safe. She is one player who you can count on to keep the ball off the floor. She's developing into a super player who can hit the ball hard and receive serves well. Sophomore Cassie King joined volleyball this year and gave the team a lift in the department of spirit and stepping up. She's a dynamic part of our cheering section and has been working hard on developing skills in all aspects of the game. Sparky Ashley Yakey is a dedicated athlete who focuses on backing up plays and receiving serve. She can also hit and serve the ball because she has proven it. Jen Mitchell has been a consistent and strong force on our team. She has scored 71 scoring points with 18 aces over the year. She's accumulated 30 kills, 39 digs, 84 serve receives. Jen was selected as captain by her teammates, and these stats prove that Jen is an all-around skilled volleyball player. Sophomore Amanda Trombley moved up to be the second server and scored 119 points with 46 aces this season. Amanda has continued to work hard on hitting, digging, and serve receive. Anna Badger is a sophomore with a great deal of determination. She's been an asset to our team because she sticks with it and never gives up. Anna has helped us out in sticky situations and gained self-confidence. Anna has been voted a most improved player on our league team this year. Jenna Martineau came to volleyball as a sophomore, who has improved tremendously. Skills emerged throughout the season, and self-confidence was blossoming. Jenna possesses the ability to become an all-around volleyball player. Jenna also has been voted a most improved player on the JV team for this school year. Brittany Superno is also a sophomore with superior skills in receiving serve and was a backcourt starter for the team. Digs were a forte, and Brittany's ability to get under the ball kept us alive. Brittany is a good communicator on the team as well as an all-around team player. Brittany was also a threat at the net, and we congratulate her on receiving a Most Improved Player award. Jessie Jeanette is a freshman player who's been a key threat to our opponents. She served 145 points with 55 aces. Jessie had 14 kills, 4 blocks, 55 digs, 75 serve receives, and 43 assists. Jessie was selected as captain by her teammates also. She's been recognized as an outstanding player and has been selected as co-most valuable player for the 2003 year. Congratulations, Jessie. Lauren Smith is a sophomore who is the quarterback for this team. Lauren demonstrates skill and confidence in communication with teammates and keeps all the players up and focused. Lauren has served 95 points this year with 45 aces. She has 35 kills, 14 blocks, 51 digs, 95 serve receives, and 48 assists. Lauren was also selected as the team captain, and she is also being recognized as co-most valuable player for the year. Congratulations, Lauren. Thank you, girls, for making this a memorable year for great practices, matches, trips on the road, and matches at home. I look forward to next year with the hope that some of you are returning to JV volleyball, and I look forward to seeing you play on the next level. Thank you to the varsity volleyball team for making me feel welcome. You have had some great comebacks, and you've had so many close games. I know what you have gone through because I've been there myself as a player before. You've all worked hard at practices and have grown so much as individuals and as a team this year. Good luck to those of you who will return to volleyball next year, varsity team, and best wishes to those of you who move on to new adventures and graduation. In closing, I would like to thank Fred Baker, Mr. Volleyball. His love of volleyball and his coaching methods are unique. He has inspired me in my return to coaching. He has been helpful in providing me with materials, books, computer discs, drills, suggestions, plenty of things to keep me busy. We are hoping that volleyball continues to grow and has a future, a great future at Northeastern Clinton Central School. Thank you, everyone.
We enjoyed having a coach that was just as dedicated to the sport as we were. We shared memories that will never fade. Our many boat-ride conversations were the best memories. So Jesse, how exactly do you fish? We also have many forms of motivation, such as socks, candy, and our new and improved mascot, our donkey. We worked extremely hard in looking at the only volleyball banner from 1977 floated on the morning. We are proud to stand here and say we have tied for first place against the losing team of the PHS. Finally, there's going to be another volleyball banner 26 years later. I think we all would agree that there have been a few tough times this year, but we were able to shake it off and step up and work as a team.
Coach is dedicated to help us improve and understand our mistakes. She talked to us separately and she wrote a report card. But sometimes those improvements are Coach scared. We became more aggressive and ended up getting more injured during practices and games. Right, Big Ash and Sparky? Coach often told us to stop slamming our bodies on the floor so high, leaving the skid marks on the floor. Now we'd like to say thank you to our #1 fan, Coach, our parents, and the varsity team for cheering for us. The local viewers came and watched us play. Thanks to Ms. Gillett and Coach Baker. We enjoyed the fact that Coach Baker took time from his team to help us. Thanks to Jen and Kelly Garrett, or else we would not know our stats and would be getting free socks. Thanks. Oh yeah, Mr. Baker, you're going to have your hands full next year. You got trouble coming your way.
Varsity volleyball team from down the Megan Duffy, Dana Kelly, Jessica King, Francis McCall, Jamomi Nakandakari, Amanda Brothers, Sarah McDonald, Evelyn Allen. Karen Christensen Acero. Statistician Jenna Guerin. And scorekeeper Kelly Guerin. Please welcome our varsity volleyball team and Coach Rick Baker.
First of all, I would like to thank all the people that support our volleyball program this year and in the years past. Thanks to the parents, fans, administrators for giving the student athletes a well-rounded educational experience here at NCCS. Special thanks to Josie Gilroy for the long hours she puts in the sports programs to keep them up and running. And thanks to Calvin Casson for the TV coverage. The perfect storm. That's how I see our volleyball program here at NCCS. After watching the modified JV teams play, I thought to myself, wow, these girls are good. People from the other schools, opponents, and refs have approached me to say the future looks good for the Cougar volleyball program because these girls are good. And for the people who haven't noticed, they will be caught up in this perfect storm in the near future. As we teeter on the brink of what could be a dynasty, I once again turn to the younger players and say, don't settle for good. Work hard to become the best. I would like to thank my modified coach, Tina Ducharme, and my JV coach, Patty Oliver Mosley, for the great job that they have done with the respective teams. I would like to thank Jenna and Kelly Guerin for their time and devotion to our program. We would not have been able to play our game without them keeping our stats and the score for us. Actually, we're trying to renegotiate their contracts to bring them back next year. Thanks for everything, Coach. You can look at the varsity season as a glass being half empty or the glass being half full. But every coach will tell you that you've got to go beyond the team's wins and losses to appreciate the love that they have for the game. When the season started, I asked my players to practice and play like they loved the game, and not like the game owed them. Every practice, every game, these players gave their all, 110%. It didn't matter if we lost the match. The next day, we would be back in practice, preparing, working hard for the next challenge. 16 times this season, we faced opponents better than we were. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." This team played with a lot of pride, and no time did we give up or give in because we felt inferior. These players played their hearts out no matter what the circumstances. As their coach, I could ask for nothing more than that. I think the glass overflowed with the effort this team put forth this season. I once heard success is that you try your best. This is the case, and this team is the best. I would first like to introduce my two sophomores. Their sacrifice to play at the varsity level this year was great. If the JV team would have had these two girls, they would have finished undefeated. The first girl plays a good all-around game. She's proven to be one of the better passers on the team this year. She will be instrumental in the future success of this program, and that's Evelyn Allen. This next girl led the team in kills with 53 and in blocks with 40. She has the potential to be one of the premier middle blockers in this section. She was voted most improved player this year, Karen Christensen Cougar. This next girl doesn't get enough credit for being a good volleyball player. She's very good at reading plays and moving to play the ball. She set a single season record in digs this year with 171. She had only 9 service errors all season out of 152 attempts. She's one of the most accurate servers I've ever coached. That's Sarah McCall. As a middle blocker, this next girl helped blocked many of our opponent's attacks. She was second in total kills this season with 37 and second in blocks with 18. She worked hard to improve her all-around game. That's Amanda Brooks. This next girl is a true student of the game. She has learned to be technically and mechanically correct in her approach of the game. I think someday she might even become a coach. Jessica King. It was fun coaching this next girl. I never knew how much she understood when I was coaching her. She always smiled and nodded her head. But she did pick up on things quickly. She learned a few different positions to help our team out this year. A communication problem? I think not. Mowing, knock, and doctoring. If I were to write a success story, it would be about this girl. Last year, she was the manager on the volleyball team. This year, she not only made the roster, but she earned a lot of playing time. Yui would have been proud of you, Megan Duffy. If I would have had this next girl for more than one season, she would have been a CBAC All-Star. One season wasn't enough time for her to reach her full potential. Franny Marcado. This next girl was voted team MVP. She set a school record for most assists with 654. Led the team in point and serve with 135. Amazingly enough, was third in kills on the team with 31. Not bad for a girl who took her freshman year off from volleyball and wasn't sure if she was going to return after her sophomore season. She was our leader and captain this year, Dana Kelly. I want to thank all of you girls for a big season.
Well, there's not much I can say about this team. This is the best team that I've been on. You cannot look at the record and judge the team that we are. We are actually a team. 6 players, not just 6 players, but the 9 of us united. I have never had that on a team, but I've never been prouder of a team. You guys, you're really good. I love you guys.
Yeah, we don't write speeches because we don't do that. Let's see. Yeah, you guys were really great. We had a really hard time last year. Our team wasn't as close-knit, I think, as this year was. We all know each other pretty well, I think, now, and we're all gonna miss Tomo. She's gonna be gone. We're gonna miss everybody else because we'll be off doing something somewhere in college, doing something. We don't know. We like to thank Coach. He did really well this season. We like to congratulate the JV team. Yeah, let's give it a Now you guys can look at 2 volleyball banners instead of the 1 volleyball banner since 1977. And I really think next year is going to be a really great team. There's a lot of good girls coming out from the JV level, and I think the girls that are going to be here next year are going to do a really awesome job. So just wanted to say I had a really great time. We had a really awesome season, even though we didn't win that much, but we had fun. That's all that matters. So it's not like we win $1 million at the end. So though I wish we did. But it was a lot of fun, and we wish everyone the best of luck next year. Thanks.
Gotta open it really quick. Or right now.
We have the girls bowling team downtown, please. Laura Lee Parra. Courtney Jefferson. Ashley Moore. Cassie Roberts. Megan Sorrell. Samantha Zinn. Natasha Generu. Kelsey Deso. Danielle Tierney. Ryan Baker. Jeremy Valley. Adam Chipola. Bryce Gadway. Jarrett Gorey. Alan Maymore. Ryan McDonald. James Tierney. Charles Martin. Nick Paquette. Tyler Richards. Please welcome our girls and boys bowling teams and their coach, Chris Welch.
First of all, let me apologize tonight. I do have more kids than this, but due to prior commitments, they couldn't be here tonight. Thank you. I got to thank John Roberts and the Beaumont staff for everything they've done for us. I know we're not easy to deal with, but anytime we needed something done, they helped us out. I'd like to thank the bus drivers. I definitely know that was not an easy tour to drive us to Ticonderoga and Mariah, but somehow we managed. I'm going to thank Calvin Castine and Hometown Cable for coming and tape our games. I know it's not an easy job for him, but anytime you see him, thank him for what he does. I got to thank Peter Maybor, who out of his own pocket paid for shirts for the kids, for the boys team that went to the state championships out of his own pocket. Something he didn't have to do, but he was nice enough to do it. I got to thank all the parents who came to the games. I know the Plattsburgh games are easy to go to, but I did have parents go down to Ty and Sable and Mariah. I got to thank Mrs. Gilroy for everything she does for every sport here at Northeastern. Just go into her office in an afternoon, and it's a mess. There's just so much stuff in there that she has to do and get done, and how she does it, I have no idea. And finally, I got to thank all these guys up here, and girls. Without them, this program wouldn't be here. And all the accomplishments they have, we wouldn't have those either. I'm going to start with the girls. I had 3 returning starters from last year. All 3 of them are up here. And 1 that played partial last year, and 1 newcomer. When we came into the season, we did have a little bit of high hopes, but we were just trying to be somewhere near the top. Well, at the end of the season, we ended up tied for first place with Beekmantown. Unfortunately, we had to have a playoff, and we did not win. At sectionals, everybody was given the Section 7 championship to Beekmantown. When we sat down for our coaches meeting, everyone was pretty much giving it to them. Well, when it came to the afternoon half of the tournament, I had other coaches coming to me hoping that we were going to win. We were neck and neck with them all day long. I had parents from Beekmantown, our parents, parents from other schools, and the other coaches coming to me, and we're just, I'm not going to say amazed, but they couldn't believe that our girls keeping up with Beekmantown. But if you're not a part of this team, it's not a surprise at all. These girls are really talented, and it's unfortunate that they could not pull it off. But next year I have 4 returning starters, and we will be one of the top teams in the CDAC. Cassie Roberts made her 5th trip down to the state tournament this year. She had a high series of 684, which at the time was a CDAC record. But then about a week later, another girl bowling against us threw 699. So Cassie did have the record, but not for very long. But she bowled well all season. She had top match average in the CDAC, and she was this year's most valuable player. Most improved. I just took the average from at the start of the season to the end of the season, and this girl was not here tonight. Went up 10 pins, so she was most improved, was Natasha General. One thing that was surprising to me was at the Section 7 championship, I got 3 teams, and they are scattered all over the place. So I don't get to spend a lot of time with each team. So I got one team at one end of the house and the other team at another end of the house, and it's really tough because there are a lot of people there. Well, I'm watching the boys B team, which I think we're on like 15 and 16, and my girls were on 3 and 4 bowling with Beekmantown. This is the 3rd game of the morning shift, and I'm looking over, and I'm watching them bowl, and I'm looking at them, and I see Laura throw a strike, and she's fist pumping, and I see Megan throw a strike, and she's fist pumping. And that surprised me because these girls rarely show any emotions at all. They're just a quiet, easygoing bunch of girls, with the exception of Cassie. Cassie, you can never, ever get the smile off her face. We're looking forward to next year so you can have your 6th trip down to the state tournament. Now for the boys. Past years, we had the team to beat. From top to bottom, there's nobody in this league that could compete with us. We lost 3 of our top 6 from last year. And this year was an open race for the Section 7 championship. Nobody knew who was going to win. But we managed to hang on at the very end. So we earned our first Section 7 championship in 7 years. Adam Chipola, one of my seniors this year, had the top match average in the CDAC. I think it was 204. 205, thank you. It is on the program, I didn't see it earlier. We're going to miss him. At the state tournament, each section represents a boy and a girl that wins the sportsmanship award. Our section, the coaches voted for Adam, so Adam won his New York State championship sportsmanship award. James Tierney. Had a CDAC record this year. He was the highest series ever recorded in Section 7 with a 760 series. And I swear to God, you could have feel him off the ceiling. I mean, he was bouncing off the walls. He was so excited. James is one of those players that wears his emotions on his sleeve. He just lets everything go. When he's happy, when he's upset, he just lets everything go. But he's also a great sportsman when it comes to other players, from the other schools, and the fans, and everybody else. And he was one of the big reasons why we won the sportsmanship award for Section 7. The boys did. And that's why he's this year's most valuable player. To quickly go through some of the other players. Bryce Gadway. I don't think I have to say anything more. Those of you that know what he's like. He's a lot like James. He's just easygoing. He can't get the smile off his face. He's so friendly. And he's just a character to have on the team. Ryan Baker. Ryan is probably the one I'm probably going to miss the most. He's just a great kid to have on the team. I know his teachers, I know Mrs. Gorway has him in class, and she loves him. And we're really, really going to miss him next year. We're going to miss Chucker and Bryce as well. But Ryan, we're really going to miss him. season to the end of the season. And this young man improved 18 pins. And that's why he was this year's most improved, Charlie Martin. Just a quick couple mentions. When we went down to the state tournament this year, it was on Long Island. And the hotel that we stayed at, we were about 300 yards from the Nassau Coliseum where the New York Islanders play. And the night we were down there, the band Fish had a concert. I don't think any of these kids got a moment of sleep, because right outside our window was the Nassau Coliseum. And when the concert got done, probably 11 o'clock midnight, all the people went out to the parking lot, which was between the two buildings, and they let off their fireworks and they had parties out there. And I don't think any of these guys or ladies got any sleep at all. If they did, they got more than I did. But we're going to miss the 4 seniors I have up here: Adam, Ryan, Laura, and Bryce. I wish we could have them back one more season, especially the 3 boys, so we could defend our championship. And for Laura, because I know she wanted to win bad, it would have been nice to send her out with one. So I'd really like to thank you guys for a great year.
Hi, I'm going to make this short. Fellow parents, athletes, and fans, any of you out there, I'm going to try to make this as short as I can. Having been on this team for the past 5 years, I've seen a lot. From being a team that couldn't even compete with half the other teams in section, to Section 7 champions. Right now, I'd just like to thank all the seniors. They made this season memorable. Without Chucker, Bryce, Jeremy, Ryan, and Laura Lee, we wouldn't have had a successful season. Now our coach, Fly. What to say? Probably the most down-to-earth coach out there. He was right with us in Long Island when we saw those hotties in the gift shop, right, Bryce? Yeah. Too bad we told him he was our coach. But hey, that eliminated one guy from the competition, right? Sorry we don't have anything for you, but yeah, it'll be in the mail. Thanks go out to the Mayborns and Freeport Sporting for getting us our state shirt. Loved them. John Roberts of Walmart Lanes for providing us a place to practice. Our parents for putting up with our complaining about everything, because especially Alan knows it's the equipment, not us, that make us blow that. Finally, thanks for Calvin Castine and Hometown Cable for giving us a chance to watch ourselves on TV and realize, yeah, we aren't as good as we think we are. In conclusion, I just want to say thanks to all my teammates. We're a very close team, and I will miss all your seniors, even Chucker. And good luck with future schooling and bowling.
Bryce, would you say what's your name? Megan Duffy, would you come down, Russ? In each sports season, the CDAC All-Academic Award is presented to 2 senior athletes in recognition of their contribution to and achievement in sport, as well as their success in academics. For the winter of 2003 season, these awards go to Megan Duffy from the volleyball team and Bryce Gadway from the bowling team. I sent their pictures into the paper, and it'll probably be about 3 months before it goes in. We have the girls indoor track down front, please. Emily Bordeaux, Ashley Kay, Heidi Drago, Danielle LaFontaine, Emily LaFountain, Megan Boris, Michelle Goodrow, Andrea Knapp, Ellen Lapierre, Kim Noggle, Samantha Forey, Catherine Frankie, Katrin Hurdick, Allison Weiss, Jessica Bayshard, Alicia Burley, Leah DeMore, Haley Fobert, Christy Knapp, Carrie Pieper. Special recognition goes to 12 members of this girls indoor track team who achieved the New York State Public High School Athletic Association Scholar Athlete Team Award. To receive this award, the student must be an eligible varsity competitor whose grade average is used to determine the team composite grade average of 90% or greater, and additional students that have a grade point average of 90 or greater. The team members that earned this award this year are, and I'll just ask them to step forward, Jessica Bayshard, Emily Bordeaux, Megan Bulris, Leah DeMore, Samantha Forey, Michelle Goodrow, Katrin Hurdick, Andrea Knapp, Christy Knapp, Kim Noggle, Carrie Pieper, and Allie Weiss. Get a small pin from the Public High School Association, and it's inside of their packets. Please welcome our girls indoor track team and coach Brian Power.
Thank you, Mrs. Gilroy. Our 1992-93 campaign was the inaugural year for indoor track in northeastern Clinton. Featuring many of Section 7's best athletes, our boy and girl runners sent 8 competitors to the Carrier Dome in Syracuse for the New York State Championships. Additionally, several personal records were broken. A mighty accomplishment on a 160-meter track that featured hairpin turns and a dusty arena that severely challenged the endurance of every athlete. As well as the girls and boys performed under these most adverse conditions, they have paved a path of high expectations for the outdoor season, which began yesterday. Our meets lasted between 4.5 and 6.5 hours. And as the only coach of 50 boys and girls, I was assigned the responsibility of the high jump events. Needless to say, these athletes were chiefly responsible for their behavior and personal performances, and for the most part acquitted themselves quite well. All in all, our indoor teams performed well academically as well as athletically. The girls team, as always, achieved all academic status, and the boys missed by a fraction of a point. The organizational and logistical demands of such a double venture were at times daunting, but these are good people, and their parents were more than cooperative and generously offered their assistance wherever I thought they might accommodate the 2 large teams. Mrs. Gilroy attended several of the protracted meets, and Mr. Felicelli assisted with a few practices and weight room sessions. The collective effort, the kind cooperation of colleagues and parents made all of these challenges manageable. Although this league group was at times a bit much, they are at the bottom northeastern Clinton athletes, the best, most interesting, and nicest young people anywhere. Our girls team excelled both athletically and academically. Maintaining what is now a tradition with girls track, our girls team again achieved the honor of CVAC all academic status, and they were athletes, consistently besting every team in the CVAC save 2. Our girls were second in every relay and missed the state championship bid in the 4x400 by less than 1 second. We featured the #1 high jumper, the #1 and 2 600-meter runners, and our 4x800 team was the first in the CVAC sectional championships. 2 of our girls competed in Syracuse at the Orange Dome, and both performed at their best despite or perhaps because of the tremendous championship pressure. Our 4x800 runners this year included Michelle Goudreau, Carrie Pieper, Andrea Knapp, Emily LaFountain, Heidi Dragoon, Emily Bordeaux, and Katrin Herdick. Our 4x160 runners were Ellen Lapierre, Emily LaFountain, Michelle Goudreau, Allie Weiss, and Haley Faubert. And our 4x400 team that came so close to winning the CVAC championship was Allie Weiss, who, by the way, has tremendous potential as a hurdler. She's a three-stepper, one of only 3 in the league, and this is her first season. Andrea Knapp, Michelle Goudreau, and Heidi Dragoon. If this squad could have upset the talented Tupper Lake team, it would have enabled at least 6 girls to attend the state championships. But their effort and personal team record were both inspiring. Our sprinters who did not run relays were Danielle LaFontaine, Alicia Burley, Christy Knapp, Kim Noggle, Jessica Bayshard, and Ashley Kaye. Our distance runners were Katrin Herdick, Emily Bordeaux, Samantha Forey, Leah Demore, and Catherine Frankie. Our shot putters included Kim Noggle, Megan Boris, and Jessica Bayshard. If our girls' team displayed one weakness this season, it was clearly their lack of depth and a most unfortunate injury suffered by CVAC All-Star Katrin Herdick. But I witnessed their team spirit, group organization, and a sense of togetherness. And to these attributes, I am most proud. And now the awards. Megan Boris is a tremendous worker of sterling character. She committed herself utterly this season and was seeded 4th in her event in the CVAC. A member of the all-academic team, our most improved athlete, Megan Boris. Never should have walked away from this.
Start at the beginning.
Our field MVP athlete just missed at 5 foot in the sectional and state championships and contributed mightily to our relays. You can see her now in the weight room at 7 o'clock every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and clearly has her sights set on school records. The league's best high jumper and our field MVP, Heidi Dragoon. Our most improved track athlete was a stalwart competitor on the 4x800 team and competed anywhere and everywhere she was needed. And one meet she did all of this with strep throat and a fever and competed in the 4x800. A CVAC All-Star Cross Country runner, Carrie Pieper. Our MVPs for track were both top ranked in their respective specialties. One went to states and improved her time by an amazing 6 seconds in a 600-meter run. The other lost in an upset at the CVACs, but won the sectional championship. Our co-MVP winners, Michelle Goudreau and Christy Knapp. Thank you very much, ladies. And now the boys.
Salvaci. Andrew Goodrich. Robert Menard. Garrett Woodward. Dustin Rye. David Blankenship. Jason Desero. Adam Dutil. Tyler Gage. Sam Novacek. Travis Dragoon. Lucas Dunn. Matt Seguin. Justin Ballard. Alex Menard. Mike Noggle. Nathan Gaudette. Adam Bayshard. Patrick Holmes. Please welcome our boys indoor track team, and again, hope you come.
Boys were either second or third in a 12-team conference the entire season. We featured the number one 4x160 relay team, the number one 55-meter runner, the top hurdler, the top triple jumper, 300-meter runner, and won the high jump at the sectional championships. Although we missed all academic status by 0.4 of a point, our athletes were extremely close and supportive throughout the season. As with the girls' team, our boys team viewed the first indoor experience as the perfect warm-up for our outdoor season. It is our sincere belief that we can this season establish records we've pursued for many too many years. Our 4x800 team included Garrett Woodward, Mike Noggle, Andrew Goodrich, David Blankenship, Matt Seguin, Rob Bernard, Travis Dragoon, Tyler Gay, and Justin Ballard. Of course, they didn't run in the same race. Our all-winning 4x160 team involved Garrett Woodward, Lucas Dunn, Jason Desero, and Rob Bernard. This team missed the CDAC indoor record by a scant 0.2 of a second. Our 4x400 team was rated number 2 in the league, losing the sectional championships by 0.4 of a second to PHS. Matt Seguin, by the way, was a key player on this 4x400 team, and the rest of the 4x4 were all 4x100 runners. Our sprinters who did not run relays were Kyle Ashfield, Nate Gaudette, Alex Bernard, and Roberto Calavacci. Our distance runners included Travis Dragoon, Tyler Gay, Mike Noggle, David Blankenship, and Dusty Rye. Our talented hurdlers, Jason Desero, Justin Ballard, and Nate Gaudette, were arguably the best hurdling tandem in the CDAC. And Justin combined with Sam Novacek to complete our high jump tandem. Our throwers led by Andrew Goodrich included Dusty Rye, Kyle Ashfield, Adam Dutil, and Alex Menard. Finally, our stalwart modified competitors, Patrick Holmes and Adam Bayshard, competed as high jumpers, sprinters, and middle distance runners the entire season. Following their cross-country experience, it was the perfect opportunity to improve their strength as well as speed. And both of these young men frequently visit the weight room at 7 o'clock in the morning. You can't tell I'm advertising for this tonight, can you? And speaking of the weight room, I'd like to announce now the winner of the weight room MVP. To be awarded at the end of the year, Mr. Landry and I will present this award to our hardest, most consistent worker. And hands down, it was Adam Dutil. Before Adam started this program, he walked normally, The Boys Track Awards, Track MVP. Jason Desero was undefeated in the high hurdles and also went to the state championships in the 4x160 and the 300-meter dash. Our track MVP, Jason Desero, whose family is on vacation and he just couldn't be here. Track Most Improved, it is a pleasure to award this distinction to a tireless worker with impressive commitment. one of the more courageous athletes on our team. When I think of guts, I think of Alec Bernard, and I think of this athlete, David Blankenship. Sorry. Field MVP. This year, Rob Bernard won our field MVP. It was our field MVP athlete. He won the triple jump, the long jump, and was a crucial part of an undefeated 4x160 relay team. A stellar athlete and leader, field MVP Rob Bernard. Sam Novacek is really cool. He's a 5-foot high jumper, and he's an honor student, and he helps out in the long jump, and he helps out in the triple jump. An unselfish contributor who races the competitive as well as the class level of our team. Sam Novacek, our most improved field athlete. I'd like to thank our many helpful parents, Ms. Gilroy, and particularly Ms. Crowley. Ms. Crowley attended every one of our indoor meets, but most of all, I need to express on behalf of my runners our profound gratitude to the Cougar Running Club, who lent our team $1,100, making this season possible. Thank you very much.
I'm not going to keep this this was our first year having indoor track, and it's been something we've been trying to get for as many years as I've been here, and it was a great thing to have this team, myself, Rob, and a couple other seniors last year. It was a great season. We had a lot of fun. You know, it was something new. The track was like 160 meters, which was really weird, but we looked at this as a bridge to outdoor, and that's what it has been. We're coming into great shape this year and really looking forward to what we can do. We beat every team this year. We got third at sectionals, and we lost by only a small margin. We made a big impact on the league, and I hope that we can get it next year. Funds are available. We had 6 state qualifiers and 5 Section 7 champions, and I think that says something for the program. I'd like to thank all the parents, especially Kelly, Mrs. Kelly Dragoon, and Mr. Kelly the Outlaw Dragoon, who accompanied us down the staircase. Sorry about the donuts in your side lawn. I'd like to thank Mrs. Crowley for, she's just a very good fan. The school board for letting us have indoor. It took lots and lots of begging, but we got it. The Cougar Running Club for money for indoor. And last but not least, Mr. Pat. He wasn't selected, well, he wasn't a coach that was supposed to be for indoor, but because of other reasons, that coach couldn't be our coach. So Mr. P, out of the kindness of his heart, took over our team, and we really appreciate it because he really puts a lot into what he does. And we've had lots of good memories, including the state trip, where he didn't know how to use the power windows in the van, so he opened the door. State. Now that was something that was fun. This included the infamous 2003 depantsing at Pizza Hut, which we will never speak of again. And many other great memories. I mean, the Carrier Dome was an amazing place, and for small folks like us, I think it was really impressive to see just how big that place is. And I guess that's it, so thank you. Oh, sorry. I'd like to wish the best of luck to you guys if we have a team next year, and it was fun. Thank you.
That concludes our first session. Thank you all for coming. The format tonight, as usual, would be for each team to assemble up front. I'll introduce the athletes as the coach passes out their awards packet. Please hold your applause until the end of the introductions for each team. The coach will then comment on individual and team accomplishments. I ask that everyone please be quiet when someone is speaking so that everyone may hear them, and while they are recognizing all the athletes. And I would also ask that everyone remain in the auditorium for the full session. I'd like to mention that there is a budget meeting here at Northeastern on Monday night at 6 o'clock, and athletics will be discussed. If you would like to attend, we'd love to have you. I'd like to start first by asking the varsity hockey team to come forward, please. Sean Casey. James Jeanette. John Southwood. Kyle Hicks. Eric LeBlanc. Tim Manor. Peter Coulomb. Kyle Gadway. John Juno. Justin Marks. Niall Manette. Cody Roberts. Mike Southwick. David Warner. Nate Young. Matt Welch. Manager Sam Parker. Please welcome our varsity hockey team and their coaches, Rob Francis and Lee Gadwin.
I just told all those guys over there I was going to be the quickest one, so I may have to fly through this. Bear with me. First of all, a few thank yous to Josie, of course, for all her help and support and patience with me throughout the year. Not always the easiest one to get a hold of. A lot of times I come into my office at work and I see the little red phone mail message on that chooses Josie. Mike O'Brien and his crew at the rec center for all their help. You know, they're real good working around our schedule whenever we need them to throughout the season. The parents, of course, for all your support. You know, we definitely had some trying times this year, but the support was unwavering. A lot of, great attendance to all our games. There was, most of the time Lee and I rode the bus home alone. And all your help in fundraising. A special thanks to Denise Gadway for kind of being like our secretary, I guess. She organized a lot of the things for us, fundraisers, pizza sales. She helped by picking up all the soda and the water and stuff for the dance, and she did a lot of the little things for us. Of course, my wife Bonnie, who I usually forget to thank. She's not here, so it's easier for me to say it, I guess. But for her understanding me being on the road a lot with the team, and understanding that something you don't do for money. And of course to Sammy Parker, our manager, who takes nothing but constant harassment from these guys, nonstop, and doesn't really complain all that much. So he did a good job for us this year. And of course, lastly, to my assistant Lee, he works hard to get down to practices and stuff, to all the games. We sit there and we analyze every game, it seems, together on the bus on the way home, and we shake our head non-stop, and we say, sometimes they play so well, why don't they play like that all the time? But, I guess if we knew the answers to that. All right. I pretty much knew going into this year that we were going to be a young team. We didn't lose a lot of players last year, but the players that we did lose were in key positions. We stepped on the ice the first day of practice. We had 16 guys, 7 freshmen, 2 sophomores, 3 juniors, 3 seniors, and an 8th grader. And the good thing about having such a young team is that, when they hit the ice, they were flying. Kind of pushed the older kids a little bit, the older guys a little bit, I think, to pick it up the pace a little bit. And that was good. But there's obviously a big difference between freshmen and seniors, and for the most part, I don't mean just size. There's a lot of maturity difference there, a lot of strength difference there, and that's a big thing when you're talking hockey here. There's also a big difference between where these guys came from, most of them, and that's, playing youth hockey and switching to the high school game. The games, if you've ever seen the two, the games are a lot faster at the high school level. The game transitions a lot faster from offense to defense, and you got to be a lot tighter in your own end, your own defensive zone, covering your guys, or else you're going to play against good teams and they're going to pick you apart. And these guys got a chance to find that out firsthand. Oftentimes little mistakes we made ended up as goals in our own net, and that's a tough break, but that's it's from inexperience. And I've said it 1,000 times, it all boils down to, I don't care what sport it is you coach or what sport it is you play, and that's basically the little things. In our sport, it's little things like making line changes on time. You may be out there 40 seconds and you're not real tired, and you got a chance to dump the puck in, but you don't. You carry the puck in your zone. And in the offensive zone, you lose it, you get pinned down in your own end, you don't have time to make a change, and they score. So it's little things like that. That you learn from playing against better competition, and basically just being on the ice and playing more games. And like I said, basically what it boils down to was inexperience. But they got better. As the year goes on, you can see them improving, getting more confidence. We had a few bad starts this year against some good teams, and that'll always hurt you. You can attribute it to whatever you want to call it, butterflies, nerves, whatever, but you can't come out against a good team and stand around for the first 10 or 15 minutes and watch them skate around you. We did that a few times against teams like Beekmantown, Saranac Lake, and we'd be behind 5-0, 6-0. Well, then you come back in the second, third period, you play toe-to-toe with them. You're even with shots on goals, and that's just little things, We'd always tell them you got to be able to put 3 periods of hockey together. On defense, I guess, is where we had most of our leadership, most of our upperclassmen. John Southwick, Sean Casey being 2 of our seniors, do an excellent job. Probably 2 of the most pure skaters in the league. These kids can really dance on a pair of skates. They did a good job for us back there. Kyle Hicks, a junior who is just an all-around smart player, handles the puck well, sees the ice pretty well. A little inside joke, Kyle there. But did an excellent job. John and Kyle were the leaders this year. They did a real good job in those roles. John Juno, who's a freshman, started out the year. Wasn't sure if we were going to use him as a role as goalie or if we were going to use him as a defenseman, but ended up skating him out on defense, and he did a great job. You could see his puck handling ability get better every game. And Justin Marks also had to switch him back and forth a lot between forward and defense, and he did a real good job for us as well. As far as forwards go, we tried to play 3 lines. Unfortunately, it's hard in high school because not many teams are able to play 3 lines due to either numbers or skill level. So you end up mixing your 3rd line in a rotation up against their 1st line sometimes. So it's tough. It's tough to do it, but we were able to do it a few times throughout the year, and I can see in the future with all the young kids and the skill level coming up, possibly being a strong 3, possibly 4 line team. We had a lot of youth up front, and there's a big role in hockey when you're a forward. You got a forecheck, but then again you got to remember that defense needs help. So there's a lot more to it than just skating up and down the ice looking to score goals. And unfortunately, that's where most of our youth was up front. We had some upperclassmen, James Jeanette, who unfortunately was only with us half the year. He battled back from a knee injury. Once we got him back, he made some solid contributions up front. Eric LeBlanc led the team in scoring, and really, he picked it up this year. And we're looking for big things from him next year. Timmy Manor played well, on the line with James and Eric, scored a few goals by being in the right place at the right time. The other forward's Kyle Gadway. Unfortunately, he's not about 80 pounds heavier. Good skater, good with his stick, sees the ice pretty well. Like I said, I'd like to see him gain some weight and maybe get a little of his brother's scoring touch for next year. Would definitely help out. Niall, Cody, Mike Southwick, they all skated hard, played their position, learned a lot. this year and did an excellent job. David Werner, this kid can fly. I mean, if you've ever had a chance to see him skate, he can really get up and down the ice in a hurry. Again, you know, he's 5 foot nothing. You know, if he had a few pounds to him and a few inches, you know, he's definitely going to help out. And Nate Young, you know, this kid's tough as nails. He works hard. I think he'd probably skate at the Zamboni if you told him to. I mean, he just doesn't back down for anything. Good at both ends of the ice. You know, did a real good job this year. Most valuable player, it was a tough one. You know, nobody really posted big numbers for us this year. You know, the scoring was kind of distributed. So it was a tough choice, but who we went with, you know, this kid he was real solid player. You know, like I said earlier, he sees the ice real well. Smart player, doesn't say a lot, you know, but he definitely leads. I noticed, you know, midway through the year, he really stepped it up and really became a leader on this team, and I look forward to him doing that next year. Kyle Hick. And again, anytime you have, you know, a lot of young kids on your team, there's going to be, you hope that everybody really improves a lot throughout the season. And they all did. You know, I really saw a lot of improvement from all of them. This kid right here, you know, I just finished up with him. You know, kid's amazing. He really is. He's a tough kid. He took some real good hits this year, and you know, he bounced back, and you know, he's definitely going to be a strong player for us in the future. Nate Young. So, you know, I've had a chance to see a lot of youth hockey in my time. I pay a lot closer attention to it now, I guess, that I've been away from it now that I'm coaching the high school team. There's a lot of potential in the Cougar youth program. You know, I've seen a lot of the other programs are starting to fade a little bit. Due to the fact that their numbers aren't there, you know, their youth programs are kind of weak, and I think that's going to benefit us in the future. You know, we keep putting kids on the ice, a lot of numbers out there, and a lot of youth hockey coaches doing a real good job, and I think, you know, we're facing some tough challenges budget-wise, but if we can keep this program going, you know, in the future, Cougar hockey is it's going to be a force. I honestly believe that. So, thank you.
Building year with 3 seniors, 3 juniors, 2 sophomores, 7 freshmen, and an 8th grader. We knew the season would be rough. The loss of the best high school hockey goalie was a big factor to deal with as well. As we knew we had any chance of success, it would have to be great team defense. The defense was led by senior captain John Southwick and assistant captain Kyle Hick, who were the backbone of the team. The season was tough, but the team grew close and had great times. We played some close games with teams like PHS, who we outshot 33-26 and controlled the game. Didn't even know what hit them. And Saranac Lake, who was the highest seeded section of the Pine Seton Catholics. We all had fun, worked hard, and enjoyed the year. John Southwick worked with the freshmen every chance he had, teaching them the physical aspects of the game. And Kyle Hicks not only arrived at practice 20 minutes early to help Rob and Lee set up for practice, but stayed after and worked with any player he felt he could help. Kyle was a guy we all could count on to give the team its boost. Whether it be a great shot from the top of the circle that goes in off the post, or a pep talk in the locker room to get the team going. With Kyle's studying of the game, consistent weightlifting, coaching classes, you'll be the guys to take the team to the promised land next year. Hockey at NCCS has a great future, and I always say, anything I say, you can take to the bank. We have a great head coach, Rob Francis, who has improved this team 100% since becoming head coach, and is a proven winner in any sport he coaches, as well as Lee Gadway, who since I've known him, played for him in the youth hockey, has never quit. He made a great team. He coaches a local band team, which is made up of 8 to 9 graders from our school. They had a successful season, winning tournaments, every tournament they entered. Nobody can convince me that players on that team, players coming back from this year, won't be winners. As we reminisce on the team, we can't forget to give thanks to my third mom, Dorothea Southwick, who went to all the games and helped with injuries all year long. To Dr. John Southwick for his medical help and loud cheering when our team needed them. For stitches at 10 o'clock because someone refused to wear his stock. To the fans who stuck with us through thick and thin and came to all our games, no matter how far away they were. To Sean Parker for working the press box as well as playing all that great 80s music. To Miss Gilroy, who works hard to keep the operations running smooth and showed up to support us anytime she could. To the rink for allowing us to get on ice as early as we wanted and changing my hockey stick every time they broke. As well, as I leave the podium, I'd like to say good luck to next year's team. The seniors will miss the team and those great bus trips watching these freshmen. See who can flush the hardest. And playing those great card games on the bus trip to Tupper Lake with a little extra cheese on the taco. And last but certainly not least, I think I'm speaking for all when I say, long live Northeastern Clinton Hockey. Thank you.
We have the cheerleading team. Amy Bouillet, Sherry Burnell, Kylie LeFay, Heather Hawksby, Missy Kopp, Kathleen Woodward, Sierra Abbey, Krista Barco, Marcy Brasser, Sarah Bushy, CJ Hunter, Courtney Ledoux, Liz Allison, Courtney DeMars, Ryan Hampton, Bailey Tran. Please welcome our varsity cheerleaders and coach Sarah Hunter.
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody. I'd like to start off by thanking Josie for everything she's done. She's been really wonderful this year, giving us extra gym time, figuring out the whole practice area, all of the above. I'd like to thank Orville for the support of my team, Frankie, for allowing us to share his gym time. At the gym meant a lot. And to everybody. I especially want to thank everybody in the school, all the fans that supported us at the games and cheered when the team cheered for them, and especially all of you that came to cheer us on at CBAC competition. We had an awesome crowd, and it made the whole day 100% better. I'd also like to thank the parents for allowing their children to be a part of this team and for putting up with the extra hours of practice or odd practice times, as well as the support you gave the team and myself. I'd like to thank Tragan Construction for sponsoring the team to help with the cost of the new uniforms, as well as Keysville Pharmacy and Parker Ford. I'd like to thank Carol Babby for changing the vacation plan that Sierra could attend competition this year. I'd like to thank Carrie. Sorry. I'd like to thank Carrie who stepped up. This is why women are not good at coaching. Who was my babysitter, who I'm sure at times had a rougher job being the babysitter than I did as being the coach. I can guarantee you that. And most of all, Steph, for everything you did, for helping out, for being there, for listening, for putting up with every little thing, and listening to me moan. I appreciate it. But most of all, my husband, who for the past 7 years has allowed those 4 months to be nothing but cheerleading. He has been to every game, supported everything I do. He is the music man, the runner, the drill sergeant, and the one who hears all the complaints after each practice. Thank you. And my team, it means you. This year, for the first time, we took the team to camp, summer camp. I took 10 out of the 16 members to camp, and I knew that when we took second overall out of 15 teams, as well as having 2 UCA All-Stars, Missy and Kylie, I knew that it was going to be a great year. With the hard work and dedication that they put in at camp, I knew that they could take it as far as they needed to. And we did. We went to 4th place this year at CBAC. We've never seen it that well. We were 1.5 points from 3rd and only 25 points from 1st, which is a big difference from last year when I believe we were about 85 points from 1st place. Next year it'll be 1st. So when it came down for me to choose my most valuable player, that was probably one of the most difficult choices in all the years that I've coached. So I ended up choosing 2. My first most valuable player, someone who always gave 100%. She didn't always like giving 100%, but she always gave 100%. She didn't always agree with me, and I'm sure that there were plenty of times that she thought that she could be coached better than I could. But she put up with it, she did what she had to do, and she gave 100% no matter what. Missy, thank you. My second most valuable player will be easy to tell within 2 seconds. He's somebody who day after day would come back for more no matter what, never asked any questions. Okay, maybe a few. After the first year of getting harassed and getting picked on, I was surprised that he couldn't wait to come back and go to camp and learn new things. He was anxious to show everybody what being a male cheerleader was all about. And I believe he did that. He put up with an awful lot, but he showed the crowd an awful lot. He showed the crowd that it takes power and strength to throw girls up in the air. Every day he would come in and he'd be ready to work. He would do his basic workout, throwing 100 plus pounds in the air. I'd say that's a little better than lifting 3 weights in the weight room any day. He would go home with sore muscles and bruises from head to toe, black and blue marks on his chest, throwing Courtney in the air. But every day he'd come back and he'd want to do that same stunt 20, 30 times, to the point where I'd actually have to say, okay, enough, take a break. And at this time I'd like to thank Ryan. Now for my most improved, that was difficult as well. I looked at all the players that came back from last year, and I looked at the 5 new members that I had on this team. Miss Sherry, although she was a senior, and this was her first year cheering, she stepped up and did a great job. She quickly became a main base and added enthusiasm to every cheer and dance. Heather Hawksby, by the end of the season, season has not only improved her cheers and her dance, but she also stepped in as a great flyer, and I can't wait to work with her again next year. KK also improved greatly on her cheers and her dance, but what impressed me most of all was that such a little person could be such a great babe out of nowhere. She could even give Marcy a run for her money.
Oh, I don't think so.
What can I say? CJ. It's hard to say anything about CJ without being biased. After going to camp and working with Ryan and putting up with Ryan telling him over and over again what he just wasn't doing right, he came out at the end of this year to be an absolutely amazing cheerleader. He can go toss for toss with Ryan. Not to mention that somehow by the end of the season, he somewhere, I don't know where, found some rhythm. That leads me to my most improved. She went from not really knowing what to do to a wow. At the beginning of the year, she couldn't really jump, and she had really no idea what basing was all about. And I couldn't really put her with anybody because she's kind of tall. But that was okay because she became one of my best spotters, and it has an amazing jump that would even put Missy at the test. She took in everything she could and worked hard to end the season as a great cheerleader. And this time I'd like to thank Courtney too. Again, I'd just like to thank everybody for all the support this year. I had an amazing team. I had an amazing crowd that out of nowhere decided to support my team. And I'm hoping next year to see even better.
Good evening, everyone. I'm supposed to sum up everything that this season meant to me in a couple of minutes, but that is impossible. So many great things happened from the beginning at camp when we took second place. Yeah, that's right. The beginning of the season, however, was kind of bumpy. We lost a couple of cheerleaders, and the road that we took was unclear. But we knew we had one common goal, and that was to beat as many teams as we could at CB. And although we placed last in Messina, CBAC hurt a lot more because we were 1.5 to third. We hit our routine solid, and there was no way that we shouldn't have placed, but we didn't. Okay, now I'm going to say a little bit about some of the cheerleaders. Missionary, please keep your socks on. Courtney D, shake your bonnet. Bailey, suck it up. Marcy, hey, they're swollen. Heather, feel the heat, baby. Sierra, high tea never tasted so good. Ryan, point your toes. CJ, stop beating on your bases. Sarah, you improved so much this season. I am so proud of you. Amy, don't stop cheering because you definitely improved also this year. Kylie, my officer buddy who isn't here. Court L, BSAC, was awesome. KK, you're tumbling rocked. Krista, yours is perky. And Liz, you are the best person in that here. Finally, on to our coaches. Steph, well, you came late in the season, and you took a lot of hassle from all of us, and definitely me too, so I can't not say to do that. But we love you still, and well, the season would not have happened if you didn't encourage us. I don't regret you picking me as captain, as we once discussed. And I don't think we would have gone anywhere next where we did if it wasn't for you. You have turned this program around completely. And Sierra has something for you, and so does Marcy and Heather and Courtney and Bailey. have a couple more things to think about. Super Carol, you rock. You stuck with us through camp. We have a hard time, and you drove me home many nights. A whole bunch of the other girls. Detroit Hand Construction for sponsoring those basketballs. Yeah, it definitely helped the crowd get involved. To Liz's mom, you are awesome too. Thanks for saving our butts at that game when we forgot food and drinks. And I also want to say that although we didn't place this year, we beat Mariah, and Mariah won nationals. So just knowing that we beat a national champ rocks, and I can't wait to cheer with all y'all next year.
We have the boys modified A basketball team now. Good job, James Frankie, Jonathan Hardigan, Kyle Kent, Mike LaValle, Matt Phillips, Kobe Brothers, Ryan Armstrong, Anthony Chancelo, Corey Davison, Casey Guerin, Tyler Sample, Corey Trombley, Manager Jonathan McDonald, and scorekeeper Amber LaValle. Please welcome our boys modified A basketball team and coach Frank Doolittle.
Good evening, everyone. I was looking for my speech, but I didn't write one. So I'm going to do it off the cuff, okay? I'll try my hardest. I didn't write one because I'm having a hard time to read my writing. It's quite terrible. And I'll be darned if I'm going to look like Rocket and Andy with those glasses. And I can't see going at And for that other girls basketball coach, of course, his wife's a great teacher in our system, and she probably wrote a speech for him. But I'll limit it to probably 3 items, and they're all very important. The first one is thank yous. And thank you goes out to the whole winter sports program. You know, a lot of us can't see each other play, but from hockey to bowling to basketball, we always seem to fill a page of awards, and I think that's just great. We always hold our own in the CBAC no matter what sport we're in. And that's just a great honor to all our athletes in this room. And again, they deserve a nice round of applause. Every athlete in here and that first group that was here before us. Thank yous. I start with Josie. I'm going to be coaching spring sports again, and I will be here to make her look good and continue carrying her through the rest of the school year. Everybody says thank you to Josie, but she really deserves it. She does a lot of hard work. Communications is great, and don't forget to check your mailbox. That's explicit at every coach's meeting. Thanks go out to Jim Menard and his crew, whether it's the last second to fix the clock for us, or a shovel of dirt, or we need a door unlocked, or we got to have ice. Anything we ask of this custodial crew is just excellent. Hannah and Koviak, who came in on Saturdays for a couple of odd games to run the clock when we played in the high school gym. And I didn't have to call her. She saw that in the paper, and she showed up, and I appreciate her much for that. Parents, especially, many thanks to my parents, very supportive. I do a lot of hard work, and have to put up with it, and demand a lot of things, times, be on time, and very, very supportive of me. thanks go out to all my youth commission coaches, from Rouse's Point all the way to Cannon's Corners. Without these youth commission people, we would not be where we're at the sports, in the CBAC competition or any other competition, without these athletes starting at a young age and having these people just about donating their time to get these young people ready. Of course, my fellow coaches, Orville was always supportive and there to help me, and especially to Rob Garrett, who puts especially a lot of time into the program, extra time. I mean, I can call him at the last second, he'll cover my practice. He takes young groups. I believe this weekend he's going to a tournament. This young man does a lot for this community, and I'd like to see him get a nice round of applause right now. Item number 2 is sports. Sports creates the remember whens. I look around this room and I see guys that played ball years ago. Some of our best conversations are, hey, remember that night? Remember that hit you got? Remember that shot we made? I'll leave it tonight in the gym with the Modified B boys. We had remember whens. Well, if we don't all stick together as a community, we're going to lose our remember whens. Okay? We got a tough budget crisis coming up. We need to work together. We need to find ways to get the budget where we can keep the programs we have. It's very, very important. We can't be throwing stones at each other, like blaming one thing on a teacher or blaming one thing on a bus trip or a certain program. And not only do we need extra, curricular activities in the sports world, but we also need the chorus, the band, all those types of items. So the next month ahead, there's meetings. I believe Josie mentioned there's a meeting coming up. We have to stick together, work together, and maybe give a little time so we don't lose these valuable things, so we can have our remember whens, and we can have games that are on tape that we can watch many years down the road. If we don't work together, we're going to lose these things. We'll have too many young people with too much time in their hands to go the wrong way. It's something to think about tonight and in the future. And very critical this year. We're at a time in the boys program where we need some gym rats. We need young men to get into the gym and put the extra time in. And I can't single out just certain people, but the people that got this Modified B program back for us, it was very detrimental to what we need. To all the people who made it go, thank you very much. Last but not least, the most important, these young men. Again, a team where only one 8th grader, half the team 9th graders, half the team 7th graders. Tough situation. Easy for the 9th graders maybe, but very difficult for the 7th graders. But they gelled together, they were in the gym, never late, always working. You give them a little bark or two, they look you right in the eyes, and to me that means a lot. When the athletes look you right in the eye and not staring at their feet or looking in the ceiling, and they really care for you. They worked hard. The record was 7-7. They could have been, well, I think we gave a couple ball games away, and maybe the next day after that was done, they heard about it. But there's a couple they sold in the end, but overall, they did a great job, and they represented their school at a very high level. These young men deserve a round of applause. I was spoiled. I had a great group of boys. I had a real good manager, and I had a great scorekeeper. My scorekeeper was not here, but it was Amber LaValle. She did an excellent job. My manager was Jonathan McDonald. Not always the easiest job dealing with me in a bad mood, but he handled it well. He got blessed with a few nicknames, and we had a few laughs. And I could tell you some of the things that would be hard to understand. They were kind of, you had to be there jokes, but the boys know where I'm coming from, right, Susie? Jonathan, come on up. I have 3 awards, and I gave 2 most valuable players and 1 most improved. The most improved player has become a gym rat. He's now my manager on Mod B. He's been in the gym since the 1st of November. and he works his tail off, whether it was mod A, mod B, every chance he gets at each square piece of the court that's available, he'll dribble, he shoots. His game has improved immensely. Most improved player, Kyle Kent. Two most valuable players, both gentlemen, classy guys. One was a real true leader, had a little trouble with injuries, but when he wasn't there, he missed immensely. When he was there, made a big difference on the team. A lot of the schools would take advantage and press us at certain times. They wouldn't lose their cool, and they try to run the show. Both leaders, and that's what I look for when I give an MVP, is leadership. And I give this to Jonathan Hartigan and Matt Phillips. And that's it. Thank you.
First off, I'd like to congratulate Coach Dumas on his 50th team coach. As Coach said, we had a record of 7 wins, 7 losses, but even though it wasn't a winning record, it was a winning season. I'd like to think for a modified basketball team, a good season means personal and team improvement, which for a small team we accomplished. I'm sure we all like to thank Coach personally, but that would take a while. So, on behalf of the team, thanks for all the time and effort you put into this, Coach. We'd also like to thank all the parents for joining us, our bus driver, any fans, and a special thanks to Calvin for taping our games. And we really appreciate our managers, Jonathan McDonald and Amber Lavelle. That's about it.
We have the boys JV basketball team outside, please. Tom Babby. Tyler Bayshard. Corey Letourneau. Keenan Manette. Mike O'Connor. Brandon Sample. Brad Trahan. Aaron Batchelder. Mike Barbaco. Keith Dupree. Managers, Mike Rao and Matt Barbaco. Please welcome our boys JV basketball team and coach Rob Barron.
With great pleasure, I'd like to take the opportunity to talk about this year's junior varsity squad. It was a very challenging year, whether losing players to school discipline policy, academic ineligibility, injury, or sickness. We overcame all these obstacles supporting each other and having the continuous drive to be our best. Each athlete came to practice daily determined to improve their individual as well as team skills. The team completed the season with an overall record of 11-7. Some of the highlights this year were beating two top teams, Seton Catholic as well as Pearl. Our junior varsity team has become one of the top CVAC teams in the league. 5 of our 7 losses were less than a margin of 5 points. One drawback of the season was we played only 2 games this season with a full roster. The one thing that I consider to be the most memorable would be the component of team unity. All the athletes standing before you tonight create such a supportive environment where each individual feels a sense of belonging and lack of pressure. This is truly the first team that I have coached that, yes, it was truly a family atmosphere. At this time, I would like to talk about individual players on this year's squad. Tom Babby did a good job getting the ball up the court. Tom was a great team leader. Quite often when the offense would be standing around, Tom would create an opening to make something happen. Tom has one of the best shots in the league and was very valuable to the team's success. Tyler Bayshire played a huge role in the middle. Tyler was a key rebounder whose presence was definitely needed. Tyler's level of play has improved so much from last year and will be a huge asset on next year's varsity squad. One thing that we decided as a team, a group of people got together that Tyler did need to improve on. It was kind of embarrassing as a coach because they know how much you play like Ivan, I can't even talk now, Allen Iverson. You better keep the headbands at home and the tattoos and the ink off, you're going to be in some serious trouble. I never thought I'd have to deal with a big guy almost every single game, and I had to either tape up around his waist because he'd have to go running down the court and be running in his boxers and his shorts would be down to his knees. So we decided to pitch in. So Coach Netto and Tyler, next year we have some suspenders here for you. Mike O'Connor has been a lot of fun to have on the team the last 2 years. Mike has a nice shot and is an excellent team player. Mike is also committed to the sport, often finding the time to play with friends to improve on his game. Corey Letourneau, when he wants to shoot, probably has one of the best shots in the league. Corey is also very supportive of his teammates. Corey, along with Brandon Sample, are 2 athletes that exhibit the most sportsmanship of anyone that I have ever coached. Brandon Sample, every team needs a comedian. Brandon's game halfway through the season went to a new level. Brandon ran the floor well when he could stay on his feet, had a nice shot, and played aggressive defense. Keenan Manette, playing basketball for the first time ever, did an outstanding job. Keenan grabbed several rebounds for us. He brings some size to the program, and depending on his determination to improve, he will need to attend camps to work more on the fundamentals, which in return could get him some valuable minutes at the varsity level. Heath Dupree, while playing 5th and 6th grade basketball just 2 years ago, Heath had a good year. It took some time to observe the level of play that was required, but when Heath wanted to, he could get several key rebounds and blocks for the team. Heath also scored some key baskets when we needed them during the season. Brad Trahan puts more heart and soul into training sessions than anyone I have ever coached. Brad, whenever called upon, will do his best and whenever is asked. Brad, while needing to work on the offensive part of his game, plays outstanding defense. Bradley truly understands the statements that I often preach. Create a high level of intensity. Practices should be more difficult than the game situation. Brad lives by these words, which as a result allowed him to improve offensively and receive more minutes by the end of the season, which is why I give my Most Improved Player award to Brad Trahan. Mike Frabacco had an outstanding second half of the season, supporting many of our wins. Mike also has one of the best shots in the league, and most importantly is starting to work more on the inside game, which he will have to do a lot of at the next level. Michael, still only being a freshman and in his second year at the junior varsity level, has a great love for the game and will be a huge asset to future teams. Michael is also very well respected by all of his teammates. Aaron Batchelder, I can best describe as one word this season. That would be wow. Aaron at the beginning of the season was struggling somewhat, adjusting to the new level of play. Aaron spent some time on the sidelines due to sickness, along with several other teammates. When he returned, he gave us the rebounding advantage that we needed. He also gave us some important baskets. Aaron, toward the end of the season, not only was much improved, but also very valuable. He has a big heart and a joy to coach. For all the above reasons, I choose Aaron Batchelder as my co-most improved player. I would also like to thank Michael Rao and Matthew Provaco for the managerial duties. I would also like to extend my appreciation to Dave Letourneau for scorekeeping, as well as always Frank Dumas and Orville Netto for their continued support of me in the program. As for the future, the girls program has many reasons to be hopeful in numbers and talents. However, in the boys program, we continue to have our work cut out for us. Not counting the Catholic School of St. Mary's, we have only 7 6th grade boys moving on to the next level, which is another reason to support why we should be so happy with our success in the program. We will continue to strive to reach the highest potential that we possibly can. In order to do this, we need the extra gym time. I'll say that again. In order to do this, we need the extra gym time. That was for you, Mrs. Gilroy. And support of all the families that have children involved, allowing them to attend camps and any other training sessions. As for my team, we had a great year, and most importantly, we had fun. You did a fine job representing your school, and once again, proving to the other CVAC teams that when you're playing the Cougars, it's going to be a tough game. I hope all of you reached your desired goals for the season. I'm very pleased with each and every one of you, and will continue to support you throughout your high school careers. As for the parents, once again, none of this is possible without the support from you. We are fortunate to have such a great school community that places such a high emphasis on its young people. Thank you.
We have the boys varsity basketball team down front, please. All their help. Mike Castine. Ben Duty. Robbie Dragoon. Jared Jarvis. Brad Miller. Kelly Boyfont. Casey Richard. Dan Trombley. Caleb Castine. Kevin O'Connor. Josh Trombley. Their managers and scorekeepers, Courtney Johnson and Sierra Venn. Please welcome our boys varsity basketball team and Coach Orville Netto.
I will try to keep it short. First of all, I'd like to thank Josie, Calvin, I'd like to thank Frank and Robbie. I'd also like to thank Sarah and the cheerleaders who were great. Did a great job for us. And I would also like to thank my 2 managers. The first year I ever had 2 managers. The first year I ever had female managers. And I guess I hate to say it, but they were first class. And they had done a job equal, if not better, than the boys that was had. So you girls come up after the discussion, please. This is sort of a moment where you're very proud of your team as a coach, but you're also, when you have 8 seniors on your team. It's also sort of a sad moment because you will not have another chance for coaching. I do not want to take a great deal of time going into the details of the basketball season, except to say that this is probably the nicest team I've ever coached. It's the best team I ever coached academically. They were the hardest working teams. They would go to practice and get right down to the details and really believed in physical fitness and running. They improved. We were very competitive at the end of the year, and we did a great job in sectionals, and we gave Crew a good run with a very good team this year. What I really want to just say is I'd like to just have a thank you for, first of all, for Tyler Bayshard for coming on the varsity for sectionals and helping us out. For my 3 juniors who were there all the time, yet they saw sometimes limited play because we had so many seniors, which were Kevin O'Connor, Josh Trombley, and who was my third? Kayla Castine. Kayla did an excellent job substituting for Mike who needed. And as far as for my seniors, Kelly Pushon and also Robbie Dragoon, I can't say enough for the 2 of them for coming out and winning their senior year and helping the team out. And to this day, it always was what if, because both of them, Kelly had great speed, and Robbie did a great job as a senior. We all regrets are that we wish they would have been around sophomore and junior year, and they really even had a more productive senior year. And many thanks also to Brad Miller, who worked so hard, always was a gentleman, took any position he needed to play in. Should have seen even more time, but I had 2 excellent guards in the number 1 and 2 spot. He never complained, and he always was a trooper. And also I want to thank him for the little thing of setting my watch. I somehow got my watch on Army time, and I never could fix it. So one day, just about 15, 20 seconds we're running on the court for a game. He said, "What time is it, Coach?" And I said, "Well, it's, I don't know, 1900 hours." And he said, "Well, do you want that fixed?" And he took it, I don't think it was even 5 seconds before he got on the court, he had my watch fixed, and now it's, when it's 8 o'clock, it's no longer 2100 hours, 2000 hours, so I appreciate that. But most of all, to the rest of the guys, 2 of the 5 guys who also saw quite a bit of playing time. First one I want to thank is Dan Trombley for really picking up the rebounding and good solid defense in the second half of the year that really helped to turn the season around. And for that, it was such an improvement all during the year that I gave him one of my most improved players. So Dan. Second person I'd like to talk about played some kind of 3 spot and 4 spot. Wherever I wanted to put him, he would do it. He did an excellent job. And he just was, I thought, an excellent attitude and a very good person in school. And my second most improved player is Casey Richard. Now, coming to the next 3, I'll take my center, Mike Castine. One thing about Mike was always enjoyable, all the practices and stuff. It was always nice to get done the day's work at school. And come to practice, and I thought we had a good time. And I never listened to local news or anything, knowing what happened. I never had to, because with Mike Castine, he could fill me in on anything happening in the North Country. So I appreciate that, Mike. And Mike put a very productive year, and if anybody was watching, he always was a good rebounder. But what he did this year so much that helped our team was he always was looking for a guy cutting, and then many times he had like 7, 8 assists every game, and that's pretty darn good for a center. And finally, I think justifiably Mike felt a little bit slighted for the senior game that he was not one of the ones selected. And he said to me before going into the final section of the game, he said, "Coach, I'd like to have the best game of the year to show him." And that's what he did. He had played the best game of his life and his career against Peru, a very tough team. And Mike can finish off with a right step. For that, I gave him one of my 3 most valuable players. Nice guards and good guards in my had probably, I thought, the best two guards in the top cat of Northeastern, Tim McGowan and Tim Fay, when we won our sectional, our league championship. So what came along this year are probably, I think, are the best guards ever in the people of Ben Duty and also Jared Jarvis. And Ben would play any position, work very hard, had a nice shot, played excellent defense. And I'm truly going to miss not having him around next year. Ben, you were one of my most valuable players. The last guard, I think, made a name for himself. And both of these guys, you could watch them just practicing the shooting and so on. But I think the person who made himself into probably the best shooting guard that I have ever coached, and a very competitive person, and made himself into, I think, a very good team player this year. And by far, he also was selected on the Division I All-Star team by coaches, and he averaged almost 20 points a game. And between Ben Duty and Jared Jarvis, they averaged almost 35 points a game. This guy right here turned into a real good ball player, and I think he had the chance, really had the chance to be worked at it to someday play for Plattsburgh State, maybe, Jared Jarvis. And I know you will do well in the future, and have good academics, and I know you will be leaders in this area when you come back or wherever you may live. Thanks a lot.
Well, it turned out to be a lot better season than we thought it was going to be. Beginning of the season, we were kind of looking at ourselves, and some of us hadn't really played much basketball before. Some of us had a little attitude, and some of us really didn't want to play very much, but we pulled it together. We started playing as a team halfway through the season and towards the end of the season. And what I think was a really nice thing was, as we pulled together in our Peru sectional game, we all came together as a team and battled back in double-digit point deficit at halftime, came back within single digits, and we just battled back as a team together. I'd like to thank all the parents, all the people who supported us. I'd like to thank Coach for having all the fun practices and having a great season with us. I'd like to thank our managers. I'd like to thank Calvin Castine for taping our games. I'd just like to thank the whole community for supporting us, especially when we went to the Peru game at Plattsburgh State, because the stands were full. It was great to see. There's so much energy, and the crowd is just unbelievable. It's great. Thank you very much for a great career.
With the girls modified A basketball team.
Instead of looking.
Deanne Carson. Shelby Sterling. Darby Turner. Brittany Bailey. Marianne Duty. Tricia LaValle. Emily O'Hara. Jaylene Rabideau. Megan Bayshard. L'Oreal Bombardier. Danielle Boris. Sarah Katie Hardigan. Kessa Piro. Amanda Rabideau. Managers Jody Seguin, Allie Warner, and Kim Warner. Please welcome our girls Modified A basketball team.
Good evening. Well, every year at the modified level, you never know what to expect. How many of your girls from the previous year will make the JV team? How many will come back to play for me? How many of these 7th graders will be ready to play the modified level? Well, last year I had only 3 girls returning. This year I had 8. So with 8 returning players, a good-looking group of 7th graders, I was pretty excited about this year's team. Lost my place. Not like praying I can't come up. I had a good mix of guards and forwards. This team seemed to blend together pretty well. They all learned the drills very quickly, and after about 3 weeks of practice, I thought I had something special here. I actually thought we probably could win all our games. Well, the first game in our schedule was Seton. All was very tough, very good team. But I had good feelings now, and I thought we were ready. Well, the first game started, so did our nerves. We made several mistakes, and we lost the game. Well, after all my high expectations, we lose our first game. Little did I know that would be the last game we would lose. With each game, we improved a little bit. We still made a lot of mistakes, but sometimes when I look at the whole picture, I'm all messed up here. Bringing nothing new here. Act 2. Okay. I just had to step back and take time and look at the whole picture, because I expect a lot of these girls, and if I look back, they do all the good. So, after all my high expectations of going to Beacon, we really did have a really good team. And my expectations were right. We did have a good team. I had 3 9th graders on this year's team. Shelby Sterling is a very hard worker out on the floor. She had some injuries this year, but worked through them and played very well. Darby Turner and Leanne Carson are a pleasure to coach. They both give their best effort and try to improve all the time. I wish all 3 of these girls the best of luck next year at the JV level. There are 5 8th graders on the team this year. Brittany Bailey is a very good offensive player, and she also defends very well. She always helps out down low when our guards got beat. Marianne Doody hurt every possible part of her body this year. It seemed every game she would go down with some injury. But there were very few games she didn't get back up. I love her attitude and her desire. Trish LaValle had a beautiful shot from the outside. She scored a lot of big baskets for us this year. Emily O'Hara, I don't think, has a mean streak in her body. I'm trying to make her to a more aggressive player. Toward the end of the season, she became a lot more aggressive, and she scored a lot more baskets. Jalen Rabideau was the first, or Jalen, I always screw that name up. She was a first-year player for us. She's a strong girl who's improving all the time. She has a very good attitude and is very coachable. I kept 6 7th graders on the team this year. L'Oreal Bombardier is a strong girl. She rebounds very well and is able to score down low. She scored some very big baskets for us in some very close games. Danielle Boris is also a strong player. She improved greatly all year. She scored many of her points off offensive rebounds. Sarah Katie Hartigan is full of energy, and she certainly gives you 100% when she's out on the court. I certainly enjoy coaching you, Sarah. Megan Bayshard also had a rough year with injuries. When she was able to play, though, she played very well. She has a very nice outside shot. Amanda Rabideau is not a very imposing figure when it comes to basketball, but try and guard her when she's dribbling a basketball. She is very quick and has a great attitude. Kessa Perro loves the game of basketball. She always gives you her best effort. Her desire and determination is going to make her a very valuable player here at Northeastern. Well, when giving out awards, I always struggle. This year I narrowed it down to just 2 girls. Darby, could you take a step forward, please? Let the camera look at you for a while. Darby Turner is not a player that is naturally gifted. She has to work very hard for herself. She gets frustrated at times, but she hustles her heart out for me. When asked to try something, she may not do it perfectly, but she will always give her best effort. I'm certainly glad to have coached you, Darby, and wish you the best of luck in your future years here at Northeastern. My first most improved player is Darby Turner. Leanne, take a step, please. Leanne Carson is also a girl you would love to have on your team. She never complains about anything. She has a very nice shot, and I wish she would shoot more, but she's very unselfish with the ball. She always looks to pass to a teammate. I certainly enjoy coaching you, Leanne. If you keep working hard, I'm sure you'll have continued success here at Northeastern. My second most improved player is Leanne Carson. At the mod level, I don't know if there's such a thing as the most valuable player. I kind of call it my player of the year. Brittany, take a step forward, please. Brittany Bailey is a very emotional player. Sometimes you have to get her angry at something to get her going. But once she does get going, she is very hard to stop. We had a very close game at the end of the year in Beavertown. With only a couple of minutes left and down by a point, Brittany came in the game and scored some big baskets that helped us to be able to win the game. The sad news is, though, that Brittany and her family plan to move to Florida this summer. But there is some lucky coach down there that doesn't know it yet, but he's getting one fine basketball player. Good luck, Brittany, wherever you end up. And it's been a pleasure coaching you. My most valuable player, Brittany Bailey. I need to thank a few people here. First of all, as always, my wife, Lisa. She wrote the speech, so she gets thanked first. But in all reality, she is very good to me and is very understanding. Josie Gilroy has 1,000 jobs to do, but she always finds time to help me out when she can. Thanks, Josie. I got Frank Dumas on here, but I don't know. I'm going to take that back, I think. But Frank is also a very busy man. At the mod level, we share the gym an awful lot. We help each other with practices. And thanks a lot, Frank. I had a couple personal problems this year, and Coach Ron Rivard and Andy Landry helped me out without hesitation. They are 2 great coaches to work with. Thanks, Ron and Andy. Calvin Castine taped a lot of our games this year, and it's really nice to watch it on TV. It makes me step back and take a look at the whole picture like I was trying to get to before. And thank you, Calvin. The girls and I chipped in and got you a little something. I also want to thank all the parents of my girls. We have a lot of late practices, and your daughters are very dependent on you for rides to and from the gym. And girls, make sure you show your parents your appreciation for their sacrifices. I had 3 managers this year, and I couldn't have picked a better 3 girls. Kim and Dolly Warner and Jody Seawood. They're cute as buttons, and they do everything I ask them. I have a little something for each of you, and I'll give it to you after. Thank you very much, girls. And lastly, I want to thank my team. We had some very good times this year. Some of you will move up next year. Some of you will come back to me. Whatever happens, I wish all of you the best of luck in the world. Thank you, girls, for a very wonderful season. And thank you for putting up with me. Thank you.
I'd like to start by thanking everyone who supported our team. Parents who brought us to and from practice and to cheer us on after the game. Our managers, Alex, Kim, and Jody, thanks for all your help. And thank all parents. I'd like to say thank you to our coach, Mr. Lambert. Throughout the season, our team showed a lot of improvement. In our first game against Team Cameroon, we lost them by 7. It was a lot of work and practicing, help from the coach,
Basketball team, come down front, Aaron Connor, Kaylee Pascal, Nicole Perry, Katie Gay, Casey Lambert, Tiffany Lamberton, Sarah Monty, Amber Pouliot, Jordan Clark, Rachel Corrier, Alex Forey, Manager Andrew Rabideau, Manager Cassandra Ashland, Scorekeeper Amber LaValle, and Manager Cody Gay. Please welcome our girls JV basketball team and Coach Ron Roberts.
Good evening. The JV basketball team had a very successful season. We are the CBAC Division I champions. The team's major objectives were to be competitive and focus on team play throughout the entire season. The team's overall record was 14-5, the CBAC record 13 wins and 3 losses. The point spread of the 5 games lost was 5 points. Most of them at the buzzer. It was good. This was a young team, 3 sophomores, 5 freshmen, 3 eighth graders. These Lady Cougars were dedicated, hard-working, unselfish ball players. They would challenge each other to their capabilities. 99% of the games we were playing man-to-man full court. The team played a tough man-to-man defense. It was great to watch. Each game was played with intensity and played to improve the skill level of the entire team. We averaged 46 points per game. Outstanding for a JV team. Most of the points were due to our defensive play. Katie Gay, always assigned to the toughest offensive player, would stop him from scoring. She's an outstanding defensive player, the best in the league. That's why she got the nickname Ice. Tippy Lamberton played a tough position at forward. She played good defense, and offensively, she was amazing going to the basket, being her size. She scored 100 points this year. Nicole Perry, a good rebounder, good shooter, went very hard to the basket, and we went to her many times offensively to score. She scored 156 points. Nicole was one also, you had to get her upset a little bit to get the best out of her. Kaylee, Sarah, and Jordan all did an excellent job at the forward position. Carrie had a couple of games where she scored 14 to 16 points. Aaron, Amber, and Casey, outstanding job at the guard positions, improved a lot. Casey, at the end of the season, was nailing 3-pointers and scored 8 to 10 points a game. Several of these girls didn't see game action several games, but they came back the next day ready to go 100%. They were a team player. They knew what teamwork was. And I appreciate that very much. I would like to thank the captains on this great team, Kaylee, Tiffy, and Rachel, for the leadership role of maintaining positive attitudes and the confidence and respect that means so much in having a successful team and season. Just an outstanding job, ladies. To my team, I thank you, Lady Cougars, for a successful and enjoyable season. The bus rides were fun, and the cookies were great. By far, Andrew cookies are number one. This team has the potential in maintaining the winning tradition at NCCS. Set your goals to get to the Final Four. I know it's possible. I hope you all come back ready to work hard for an undefeated season. It is time to present the MVP and MIP awards. The most valuable player award goes to Rachel Corrigan. Rachel, you want to step forward? Rachel is a hard-working ball player. She loves basketball. She is a hustler, a good rebounder and shooter. Rachel could play any position on the court and play it with authority. Offensively, Rachel was a leader in taking the ball to the hoop. If we needed a basket, we went to Rachel many a time. She was the team high scorer with 234 points. Rachel has the fundamental skills, winning attitude, and the work ethic to develop into a super ball player at the varsity level of play. Rachel, because of your sacrifices over the years, the dedication in developing your talents, and the unselfish teamwork, you earned this award, a super effort. You still have a lot to learn. It will come by experience. It gives me great pleasure in awarding the MVP award to Rachel Corrigan. The most improved award goes to Alex Ford. Alex, you want to step forward? Alex worked very hard improving her fundamentals in basketball. Her dribbling, both right and left hand, passing and shooting, which still needs work. Ability in taking the ball to the basket. Her defensive play and knowledge of the game all improved throughout the season. Alex's confidence got stronger practice after practice, game after game. As an 8th grader, starting almost every game. She was the general on the floor, playing point guard. Alex was going to make mistakes at this position, for it's not the easiest one to play. Bringing the ball down under pressure most of the time is a tough task, and Alex did improve. She never demonstrated a negative attitude towards her teammates or to the coach, who was constantly on her, asking why she always dribbles to the sidelines. She never had an excuse for lack of ability to perform, but rather a positive enforcement of bettering oneself. Alex also has the work ethic of developing into a Super Bowl player. Watch out for this one, this Lady Cougar. It gives me great pleasure in awarding the MIP award to Alex Ford. To our team managers, nothing but first-class performance. Thank you for the team support, the spirit, and for being there when needed. I would come to practice, everything set up, roll call taken, balls out, clipboard ready. Once in a while, they even start to practice for me. During games, it is so nice to come to a home game with everything set up. And I'm so serious when I say programs ready, clipboard, ice out. I mean, everything is just there. You can just walk in and concentrate on the game. And they just do a super job. And I thank you. Andrew asked me to say something a little bit. You know, Andrew is a super cook. And he's willing to offer cooking lessons on Tuesday nights for the girls. The first dinner would be chicken and biscuits. And if girls, if you want to sign up tomorrow, it's for March 25th, okay? To Andrew, Cassandra, and Cody, thank you. I really appreciated the time and effort you gave us. And I have a little something for you. Please come up. Yes, Amber LaValle isn't here tonight, but she was our scorekeeper, and I do have something for her as well. I want to thank her for the season. These two managers here, most of the time, Andrew and Cassandra, were at the practices and at the games for the whole season. And they're very dedicated to the team, and I hope the team appreciates it. The varsity team, you had a super season. Good luck to the seniors, and thank you for the support throughout the year. My thank yous go to the coaches, Andy, Norm, and Dave, and of course Bernie. It's always a pleasure learning basketball. Josie, for your support in keeping us on scheduled practices, games in the Cougar way. To the parents, thank you for your support and understanding of what 4 months of b-ball brings. I appreciate your time and effort throughout the season. And for Calvin, thank you for your support of NCCS athletics. Thank you.
Hi. We had a very interesting season. Yes. A lot of learning and smoothing, a lot of running, and a lot of yelling. But we made it through with a 14-5 record and came out as champions. Although I have to admit, it wasn't easy. We had a very young and small team. Every team seemed to be bigger than us and ready to beat us. We always rose to the challenge and played to our best. Win or lose, Mr. Barb was always there to cheer us on, to celebrate with us after a game, and we could always count him to point out all the good and bad things he did. He always seemed that when the girl was on the court did something wrong, he yelled at the bench for some weird reason. We never forget the time he walked out to the middle of the court to tap the ref on the shoulder for a timeout. There wasn't many games where there wasn't yelling at halftime, but it always seemed to make us play better. I think most of that was because we didn't want to hear it again at the end of the game. Thank you so much, Mr. Bard, for the rest of the team for a great season. I would also like to say thank you to all the parents and everyone for going to our games and supporting us. Also, thank you to Mr. Canning, who was always there to help us with our shooting when we needed it, which was quite often. Also, thank you to Mr. Landry, Mr. Funnell, and Mr. Lambert for being there with Mr. Bard